Friends, if you haven't had the chance to hear, I had the opportunity to be a part of New World's Return to Eternum event. If you didn't hear anything about it, if you missed it live on stream, check in the description below. I made a whole separate video talking about the event, the pros and cons, best moments, and really answering the question, was it worth it? In this video, I want to talk about that same event, but from a faith perspective. I want to highlight some of the best ministry effectiveness, some of the best moments that happened, and how we were able to share God's love with gamers. If you've been following my channel for a long time, you guys know that really for me, the whole reason I got into streaming, the whole reason I work as hard as I do, is I just want to give people the opportunity to hear the story of Jesus and hear about God's love that has absolutely changed my life. And so I answered in the other video, was it worth it from a streaming professional career perspective? This one, I want to answer that question. Was it worth it from a ministry effectiveness perspective? And I got to tell you, 100%. We got a chance to meet so many new people through this event. I mentioned the other video, but one of the biggest things that happens as a difficulty for Twitch streamers today is really just discoverability. You can be making the best content ever, but sometimes just streaming on Twitch isn't enough. People aren't finding your channel. And throughout this event, so many people were finding our channel through watching on Twitch and on TikTok. Why? Because a few things. People wanted to get their drops. So honestly, they didn't even care who they were watching. They didn't even care who they were watching. They just wanted to watch somebody so they could get their drops, because literally you could actually get Twitch drops just by literally coming into the channel and just watching the gameplay. This is us, level 14 on the fresh server, just playing through the game. You could get the Twitch drops. So people were joining in, following the channel because they wanted their drops. People were networking together. And we just had such an opportunity to network and meet so many new people. So tons of new follows. Give you some stats. On an average 30-day period on my stream, on average, I get about 150 followers a month. Throughout this event, which was only 16 days, so almost half a month, we got over 270 new followers. And to almost every single new person, and when they're watching the stream, at some point, they're gonna get prayed for, hearing us pray for someone else, hearing about God's love, answering Bible questions. And so, man, the exposure for our faith that people were getting throughout this event was just absolutely incredible. And just so cool getting to see people type in our chat and say things along the lines of like, hey man, either these faith conversations are really eye-opening for me, I really needed these, or just flat out saying, hey, I don't really believe in this faith content, but man, I just really enjoyed this community and I really appreciate the way that you present your faith. Was just super awesome. Big ministry moment. Guys, we got hosted by BDLG for over 5,000 people. It was so crazy. And literally after that host came in, obviously we did a big intro, hung out with everyone, and just as the stream was going on, guys, we were pausing and praying for people. And we literally had several thousand people watching the stream. We were sharing the gospel. We were answering questions. We were just having faith-based conversation, not every single moment, but just throughout the rest of that stream. And even as the night went on and people were trickling in and out because they were going to bed, whatever, because this was actually really late in the evening, and people were asking questions. We were sharing our faith. We were having great conversation. It was absolutely incredible. We also really had some of those people, a smaller percentage, but we had some of those people who were joining for the first time. They went over and they checked out some of our online gamer churches like God Squad Church, churches like Lux Digital Church. They were just getting a resource to get plugged into an online church for gamers, which they've never heard of. They were getting into those discords. They were telling like, hey man, I checked out that church. It seems pretty cool. I might give it another try. And so really, really cool to see people just really getting exposed to faith, getting exposed to the gospel and coming in. We had brand new people, I won't share their names, who were coming in, man, dealing with health issues. And we were getting a chance to pray for them. And they were like, man, this streamer literally stopped what he was doing, prayed for me. Like, this is absolutely incredible. Like, why would you do this for me? And people were just getting a chance to come in and get prayed for and experience community, have a ton of fun. And it was just an awesome opportunity for ministry. Another really great thing that happened, I don't know if you guys know, but Eagle Garrett, if you don't know him, I'll put his link in the description below. Absolutely incredible, great Christian streamer as well. Go check out his content. He had massive exposure during this event. I mean, he was just massive exposure, and we praise God for what God did in his stream throughout this event. But there was one stream him and I were playing together, and he had been hosted by, I think it was Redbird for maybe like 3,000 to 5,000 people, but he already had like 1,000 of his own viewers. And him and I literally just for like 2 hours straight, we were just literally sitting in Discord, playing New World together, but just getting to share about like how God has changed our lives in such a real, tangible way in front of literally, you know, I had, you know, maybe 80 to 100 viewers, but he had like, like 3,000 viewers. And for no lie, like 2 hours straight, people were literally just like sitting back and just listening to this conversation that we were having about faith. And people in my chat and people in his chat were like, man, this conversation is like so eye-opening, like so insightful, so encouraging. I'm learning so much. Some of those were Christians that were just being encouraged, but some of those were non-Christians who were like, wow, dude, I'm just like, I never thought like I would get a chance to hear and learn about God like while we play New World and have shaved our heads bald. You know, like it was just it was just such a cool experience that we got to be a part of. Such a huge moment. This was another really just incredible moment. I talked about it in the other video that I mentioned before, but if you guys didn't get a chance to see this was crazy. I actually got invited to be a part of a streamer event with some of the biggest New World streamers in the world. Eagle Garrett was the one that honestly got us an opportunity to be in. And I don't know if you guys can see in this Discord right here, but this was a small group of people. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They might have been maybe 13, 14 people at one point. But a lot of these are, I mean, I don't want to just like name drop, but these are some large New World streamers. If I'm going to be honest, just from a strict numbers standpoint, some of these people are people like my stream's just nowhere near big enough to be able to be in the same room with these people. And God opened up those doors through connections with Eagle Garrett, and him and I just spent several hours just like hanging out with these people, having fun, building relationship that I'm praying will lead to, you know, further connection and just relationship, just to be able to be an encouragement and just be a blessing to them, because it was insane. I mean, some of these people that you're seeing on this list during the event had 15,000 viewers. I mean, just insane. And I'll be honest, guys, throughout this event, like another huge win from a ministry perspective, some of these people have actually been watching my stream. I have a viewer list that tells me everyone who's watching at any moment. And so like literally, I'm be honest with you, like while I've been recording this video, some of those names I just showed you have literally come into my stream and have been watching. I won't normally say hi to them because big streamers, they kind of just like to lurk. You know, you say their name in the chat, people sometimes start going, oh my goodness, he's here. And so I normally just kind of let them come in and watch, and I might message them later, hey, saw you lurking, I'm so glad to have you. And some of those people are watching our stream. And so like literally as I'm recording this, some of those streamers have come in while I've been having this faith-based conversation, and just an awesome opportunity to connect. And I'm just excited to see what God's gonna do next this event. Just such an awesome event. We met a ton of new people, got to share the gospel and pray for so many people. And I'm just believing that for myself and Eagle Garrett, this is just the beginning. We're going to be continuing to be intentionally connected in the New World community. And I just want to say thank you to all of you that support this channel so we can keep on sharing God's love with gamers around the world. And so I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all that you do. Thanks for praying for us. Thanks for believing in us. And thank you to those that support on Twitch, YouTube, and Patreon, which allows us to make this content full-time. We're fully supported all the way through January 1st. And so if you would like to see ministry continue on this channel post January 1st, I'm going to put a link in the chat right there. If you'd like, you consider supporting on Patreon. One of the best ways to support this channel. It actually supports me with 95% of your monthly donation. So if you want, that gives special Discord perks, whatever it might be, additional content, behind the scenes access, and support this channel so we can keep the ministry of sharing God's love with gamers alive on Twitch and YouTube and all those platforms. And I'm just, man, I want to say thank you. These awesome opportunities, man, it would just be so foolish of me to be like, guys, look what I've done. Because the reality is, first of all, look what God's done, but also look what we've done together. You are making this possible. And so I want to say thank you. This event was absolutely incredible. I hope there'll be more in the future, but this was definitely one of the most ministry effective events in all of my 8 years of streaming that I've ever had the chance to be a part of.